Hey G-Fans, GojiFan93 here. I'm going to be revisiting two Godzilla games from my past. Those games being Godzilla Battle Legends and Godzilla Kaiju Daikasen. These two Godzilla games are a traditional 2D fighter similar to Street Fighter games back in the 90s. Battle Legends was the first one to come out in 1993, and Kaiju Daikasen came out the following year. The reason I'm combining both of these games into one video is because they are essentially the same game, just with minor differences. And in my past, I have done full playthroughs of them, but they were not the most easy playthroughs. In fact, Godzilla Kaiju Daikasen was one of the games that I did a major rage, probably one of my biggest rages I ever did back in the day.
God, stop it with that stupid slider! Oh, come on! Seriously! Freaking...
And then a year later, similar to Super Godzilla, I did a live stream where I beat Kaiju Daikasen finally.
Crap, out of it. Alright. Well, we beat Angus, so that was pretty easy. Oh, what? Oh! Smacked him down. There we go. Alright, I got him. Okay. Monsters? Come on, that'd be funny. I don't know why you guys are so worked up about that. Oh my god, I beat Mechagodzilla. Holy crap. With... and I really like that. Yes! Oh my god! Finally! Just have fun playing games by my own, you know. Oh my god, I killed her! I killed her! The Ferris wheel was throwable. Well, how are you supposed to grab it? How am I supposed to know? It doesn't even look like an object that you can grab. Good! Wait. Yes, did I win? I won. I got 2 rounds. Yes!
And that was all great, and then I played Godzilla Battle Legends, and I had a little bit of an easier time, but it was still a struggle to get through.
The movie?
Correction.
When did he flip
not
Godzilla
Godzilla,
over his
it's
back?
Gigantus.
Boom! Hit your tail. What now?
Do it!
You're gonna get it, King Ghidorah. You're gonna get it. Come on.
You son of a bitch, because Mickey loves you.
Oh! What now, King Ghidorah? Woo! I'm gonna get him.
my mom. I'm
gonna get him. Yeah! Oh!
Yeah!
That's revenge for the last stage, Megalon. He's gonna go down. What are you doing?
He just like you ass. Like, oh, ah.
3, 2, 1.
Oh shit! Yes! Oh, Mechagodzilla! In your face!
Yeah.
Play the Epic Casey's music here.
Come on! Come on! No! No! Yes! 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 Finally! God!
Oh! You can do it!
I
Chris,
just
you can
mostly
do
rage
it!
at society.
Chris, you can do it! Come on, you can do it,
Come on,
man!
you son of a...
We believe in you. Believe in the G-Fans.
Come on! Yes! Oh, yes!
Yeah!
One more hit.
Oh.
Luckily with that one though, no rage was required. But I have to say, in revisiting these games for this video, I did not enjoy it whatsoever. And it's one of the reasons why I didn't live stream these games. Because I didn't want to have another live stream where I played these games and would get frustrated and rage quit. So I decided to just play these games on my own and just tell you my thoughts to revisit them here. Again, this isn't going to be a full-blown review or analytical review of these games. There are plenty of those out there, and I particularly recommend Monster Island Buddies videos for these games in particular if you want to get real in-depth about them. But for me, this was just my experience revisiting these two. Again, I have to say, I am not impressed. These games have not aged well, and I'm sorry, they're just games that I probably will never ever pick up again. And now after revisiting them, I kind of have a bad taste in my mouth with them. Now that's not to say that these games are bad games at all. Not really. I just suck. I'm really not good at fighting games at all. It's not just for Godzilla, it's for Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Killer Instinct, Soul Calibur, all the kind of fighting games out there. I do love fighting games, but I have never, ever been good at them. I always play the games on the easiest difficulty setting, and even then, I still suck at them. I'm just the kind of fighting game player that just doesn't have the time or the patience to learn those mechanics that the game has, and that's my own fault. That's not the game's fault at all. And I know that that's my own problem. Trust me, I know. But that's not to say that these games are 100% perfect. I will say, I'll give some good praise when it comes to this. The game's presentation, Battle Legends and Kaiju Daikasen, both games have an amazing presentation to them. Both of them, especially Battle Legends, has an amazing intro cinematic for the game. It's really awesome. And Kaiju Daikasen has this sort of somber mood to it, a very serious mood. I really like it. And the music to both of the games is fantastic. Both games have this really awesome early 90s 2D fighter sound to it. And some of the games also have some of the classic Akira Fukube tracks in them. And the graphics themselves are spectacular. Battle Legends looks really cool in particular because in Battle Legends you actually play as different versions of Godzilla. You play the different suits depending on who you're fighting. So if you're fighting Anguirus, you're actually playing the 1955 Godzilla suit. Or if you're fighting Showa Ghidorah, you're playing as the 1964 suit. So the sprite designs are really cool because they reflect the different eras that you're playing as. And then with Kaiju Daikasen, they sort of took that away, but the graphics are a little bit improved and the game still looks fantastic. And the backdrops to each game are really good too. A lot of them are classic scenes from the film. In particular, what's really cool is that when you're playing, again, against Anguirus, you're actually fighting right next to the pagoda tower that's there that was in the film. So it's just really cool attention to detail when it comes to that kind of stuff. One of the negative things that I'll say before I get into the nitty-gritty of it is that both games are really light on content. Really, in both Battle Legends and Daikasen, you really only get two modes. A arcade ladder, which I guess could be considered the story mode, and a versus mode. And the thing that sucks is that for players like me who don't really have anybody to play with, you're really stuck to one mode, and that's the arcade ladder. And that's where the brutal nature of this game comes into play. Both of these games it's that old school fighter feeling that the AI is just out to get you and to kick your ass. It is not the kind of game that you can just pick up and play and have a good time. You need to learn the mechanics of this game in order to survive. If you don't, like me, you're gonna get your ass handed to you every time, even on the first battle. So the first thing I'll say that really is annoying about these games is the controls. Both of these games have the most stiff controls I've ever played, and I don't even remember these games being this stiff to play, but playing them now, oh my god, I just could not stand them. In Battle Legends in particular is a very weird control style. You really only have one button that has the entire move set. And the other thing that sucks is that you can only play as Godzilla. You can't actually play as any other monster while playing the arcade ladder. With Battle Legends, you only have that one button that controls everything else. It just depends on which direction you're facing, if you're ducking, if you're jumping, and then depending on some combinations on the D-pad to do your special attack. And I was just flailing around while trying to play, as you can tell in the footage here. I was not playing correctly, and I was just basically button mashing, hoping that I would be able to do some damage on my opponents. In Kaiju Daikasen, it's a little bit more traditional, I guess, where you had more of the face buttons be some of the attacks. It's still extremely hard to play because the controls and the button inputs to when you're seeing what's on screen is extremely sluggish and slow. It's not a fluid game at all. And I could not for the life of me, I even looked it up to see what the moves are, I could not perform the super moves in Kaiju Daikasen to save my life. I have no idea why. I was doing all kinds of button combinations, but I could not do it. But at least in Kaiju Daikasen, I actually did try each of the characters, because you can pick whichever character you want for the arcade ladder. But really, again, because the controls are just really sloppy, each character really feels the same. The only character that felt somewhat different was Biollante, just because of her massive size and because she's not really similar to the other monsters. But the thing I just can't stand is the AI. The AI is the Achilles heel to this game. It is so broken in both games. The AI just seems to spam their special attacks, they seem to know every move you're going to make, and they block all the moves that you're going to do, and they know how to just intercept you, and they take you out so fast, it's crazy. So unfortunately, coming back to these games has been a really bad time. I'm not sugarcoating it. And again, it is mostly due to my incompetence of playing the game. I'm not saying that these games are bad, I'm just saying that there are certain things about them that could have been refined to make a better experience for a solo player like myself. But I highly recommend that if you are going to play these games, I do recommend playing them with a friend, because that's really what's going to make the difference. When you're playing with an AI bot, it's going to know all your moves, it's going to spam its special attacks, and it's not really going to feel as fun. But when you're playing with a friend who doesn't know all the controls like you do, it's going to be a more fun time because both of you are going to be flailing around trying to fight each other. So unfortunately with that, I have a really bad taste in my mouth with these two games, and I really wish that someone could make a 2D fighter game out there that could be a little bit more competent. Maybe have better controls, less ridiculous AI, make them a little bit more accessible, and maybe have a few more modes as well, because again, these games are very shallow on content. Maybe back in the 90s when these games were released, this was a bit more appropriate, but nowadays trying to play these games, it's just not there, it's not as fun. So unfortunately, that's pretty much it for my opinions on revisiting Battle Legends and Kaiju Daikasen. These games are just, they're just not as good as I remember. And even back then when I first played them, they weren't the most enjoyable games to begin with. So that's my thoughts on Battle Legends and Kaiju Daikasen. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of these two games, if you guys really like them, or if you share my pain with these games, let me know. I'd love to read them. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, stay big, G fans.